Hello and welcome back to Minecraft. This is exactly where we left off last time. In case you have forgotten, this is what we've got to work with so far. It's not much, but you know what? It'll get there. I don't really like this overhanging dirt, so I'm going to get rid of that. On the agenda for today is to definitely mine out that a little more, and also first up to explain food. Now, at the very end of the last episode, I had made a furnace, and with the furnace, you can actually cook meat. So if you right-click, you have access to the furnace menu, and we have a raw pork chop. Now, if we eat the raw pork chop, we'll recover about 1.5 hearts, or I shouldn't say about. We will recover 1.5 hearts. But if we cook it, it'll allow us to recover 4 hearts, and that's more desirable. If we put a piece of coal into the furnace, then we put a pork chop in it, we'll get this little arrow and it will fill up, and whenever it's completely filled, we will have a cooked pork chop. And there we go. We can put that back in our inventory. And this fire will continue until it runs out, and that's all powered by that one piece of coal. You can cook about, I think if you're very, very quick, you can cook about 7 raw pork chops. Now, we only used one because that's all we had, and it was mostly an example. In the future, I won't be wasting so many pieces of coal to cook just, one pork chop. But now we have something to eat. So if we get into any kind of situation where we're fighting something and we lose health, or if we fall, well, now we have something to rely on. Okay, now we've got a stone pickaxe, a sword, an axe. There's another tool that we could use. First thing we're going to need is to make more sticks. And with the sticks in place, we can put one at the top, and that's going to make a shovel. So that's the other tool that we could use. Now our stone pickaxe is already getting kind of low, so we're going to go ahead and make another one real quick. There we go. And you can actually stack these. You could put 2 sticks here, 2 sticks here, 2, 2, and 2, and then you could have access to making 2 stone pickaxes. Now, if you've noticed, some of these items stack. For example, I have a pile of 64 cobblestone, and that's the max something can stack. Something can stack 64 times, but only certain items can stack to begin with. For example, stone pickaxes don't stack, so I can't put one on top of another. This just prevents you from having, like 64 pickaxes on you at all time. You could only have a maximum of however many slots you have. I believe it's already getting night, but it's not really a problem. I don't think that we'll sleep tonight. Instead, why don't we work down into our mine? So this is what we had already started. So let's just keep digging. The essence of Minecraft is, mining. So we're just going to keep digging until we find something interesting. Now, as we dig, we're going to want to place torches, because if we don't, it'll get really dark. And if it's dark, well, for one, we can't see. But another important thing to note is that monsters spawn in the dark. I said that they spawn at night, but they spawn at night because it's dark. It's also possible for them to spawn during the day in dark spots, because there are dark places throughout. Now, if we want to go down, obviously we're going to have to work our way down. There we go. And we're just going to continue along this merry way until we get pretty far down. Now, Minecraft is limited in how deep it can go, but it goes pretty deep. At ground level, let's say, I'm not 100% sure where ground level is, but let's just say what I'm standing on. That would be 64. That's the 64th highest spot in the game. The very, very bottom would be 0. So from this point, we can dig downward 64 blocks, and that's pretty deep. In the same vein, we can go up 64 more, so a total height of 128. And that is the total height of your Minecraft world is 128. In the future, Notch might change this, so we could, go even higher or something like that. But for right now, that is the plan. Okay, so 8 and 8 will allow us to make 32 torches. 32 torches is a pretty good number. We should be able to get pretty far down. Now, I haven't shown it, but it's actually possible to place torches on the ground as well. And they'll just stay right in the middle of a block. But we're going to keep going downwards. And you can actually hit bedrock, and bedrock is the very, very bottom of the map. It basically prevents you from going outside of the realms of the game world. Bedrock is the only material that you can't dig through, and the entire bottom of the map through the entire world is bedrock to prevent you from, going any lower than you should be. Okay, so now it's starting to get dark down here, and it's hard to see, so we'll place another torch. Okay, now we've already made some pretty good progress down here. That's pretty deep, right? Now we can get much, much deeper, but it's a good start. Another thing you can do is add stairs. Notice that whenever we're trying to go up, we have to actually jump. One thing you can do, you can hear some spiders out there, and remember it's night, so they are hostile, and they would attack us. If we choose cobblestone, and we place them to look like stairs, then we'll get stairs. And now we have stairs. 4 stairs isn't really a lot of stairs, though, so let's just break this up into a few groups. There we go. That'll make us 64. So that's quite a bit of stairs that we can have access to. So now if we come back down here, jump all the way back up, we can start placing some stairs down here. Now you may have seen some Minecraft videos online already, and you may have been wondering how people build what they build. And it's one block at a time. Now there are certain tools that you can use to help you achieve things that you're trying to do, but most of the time, things that you witness are built block by block. So there's really, really impressive things that are being built. And people, as I said, people are laying everything one block at a time. The other tools that exist that can help you are, for example, map editors. You could technically build things inside of map editors if you really wanted to. A map editor allows you access to all of the blocks. You can place the blocks freely wherever you wish. Now, you can probably hear something like a rattle. Well, also that chicken. The rattle and the moaning are enemies. We're getting further underground, so there's a possibility that we could run into some enemies. Now they're not going to just magically appear, right in front of us, but they do exist down here. It's possible to dig towards their sounds and eventually find them. Am I anxious to find them? Well, honestly, no, not really. In a perfect world, I wouldn't run into any enemies, at least not anytime soon. The best case scenario for running into enemies is after you've acquired a bow. And you have to make a bow, since you have to make, everything in the game yourself. And we need another string before we can make one of those. And then we have to craft our own arrows. So everything in the game has to be made pretty much yourself. You don't get off scot-free on any of this junk. Now, the best thing we could do next would be to run into some iron. Wow, speak of the devil, man, as soon as I say something, it happens. Okay, the best thing that we could do would be run into some diamond. Aw, well, I guess I couldn't have expected that much. That up there is iron. Okay. Oh, wow, we got a nice little spot of iron up there. Climb up here. Maybe give us some light to work with. We're going to mine out all of this iron. So why is the iron important? Well, the iron gives us better tools. Every time you make a tool with a better material, it's going to take out the block that you're trying to hit, faster, and it's also going to last longer. So for example, when I had the wooden pickaxe, or even further, if I was just using my hand, take me a long time to get that block, but I could find, I mean, I could do it. Using a wooden pickaxe, the wooden pickaxe doesn't live as long, and it's also going to take me a lot longer to break off this block as if I were to use this stone pickaxe. So whenever we move to iron, iron is just the next step. My iron tools are going to not only last longer, but they are going to do a better job. They're going to be able to mine the material faster. If you're wondering why I blocked that up, well, it's no real reason for that. It's just I like everything to be straight. I might be slightly OCD as well, I don't know. Okay, so now that we have some iron ore, let's go back up to the furnace. Now, unlike stone, which we can just go ahead and grab and make things with it, we can't do that with iron ore. Iron ore has to be converted into iron ingots. So if we select the iron ore, and we put it up here, put a single piece of coal under it, it'll begin the process of smelting the iron ore into iron ingots. So pretty soon we're going to have ourselves 8 iron ingots. It's also important to note that 1 piece of coal will convert 8 pieces of something. You probably hear a fun noise now. It's hard to see what's going on. I'm tempted to go outside, but I also don't want to die. When the sun comes up, because the monsters can't exist in the dark, or they can't exist in the light, they instantly burn to death. And you can hear that that finally stopped. So now that they've burned to death, they're dead, and you can actually go get their resources, so you might want to do that. Now that spider out there does not burn to death, and there's a possibility the spider could still be hostile, and it is. You're saying, well, why is that? I thought they went in the day. Well, that's true, but if they are leftovers, pretty much, from night, then yes, they will attack you. Okay, there's another spider up there. You're saying, why are you hunting the spiders? Well, in case you've forgotten, I am after string. Because if I can get 3 string, I can make a bow. Oh, I fell. And making a bow would be a really, really wonderful thing right now, because that would allow us, hopefully that spider will stay up there, having a bow would allow us to fire off arrows, and that means you can attack enemies at a safe distance. There was a creeper over here a minute ago, but I don't see him, and that's scary. I don't know where you went, creeper, but you stay away from me. Okay. Let's come over here. The spider is not hostile. Okay, good. I have to kill it anyway. Whoa. Yes, perfect. Now we have 3 string and we can make a bow. In my opinion, the bow is the best weapon, because that way you don't have to get anywhere close to the enemies. Now we're going to have to kill some of these birds, though. And you're saying, okay, well, now you're killing something else. Why are you killing the birds? Okay, well, whenever you make a bow, you're going to need arrows to shoot off of it, and arrows are constructed from 3 things. They're constructed from feathers, which is why I was killing those birds. They're constructed from sticks, which we have access to because of all of the forests around. They're also constructed from flint, and flint comes from granite, and unfortunately we haven't had any granite yet. I'm sure if we walked around long enough we could find it, and I'm sure that mining downward we'll probably find some as well. Notice that I'm closing the door behind me because, well, stuff can wander in, and that wouldn't be very fun, would it? So now we have a pretty nice inventory. We do have 3 strings, 2 bones, which are useful whenever we run into some wolves, because we can actually have pet dogs, which is something that happened in one of the recent updates, 1.4. Still have some wool left over, which would be useful, I guess, if we wanted to make another bed. You can also get some dye and make the wool different colors if you wanted to have a really cool-looking, funky house. We still got some stairs. This is a pretty nice inventory, and we actually have an arrow. So we have 1 test shot, I guess. We can go ahead and make that bow that I wanted to make so badly. And if you have several planks available, if you have several items available to you, you can actually continue to click to make more. So I'm going to make a few sticks. I'm going to make 32, and I still have plenty of planks left over. So if we take our sticks, and we take our string, and arrange them like this, we get a bow. So now we have a bow. And I'll put this down here, and as long as we have an arrow somewhere in our inventory, right-clicking while equipping the bow will fire the arrow. And as long as it doesn't hit an enemy, we can go get it again. Now, if it does hit an enemy, we can't grab it again. It's gone for good, which gives us an incentive to continually make more arrows. But as I said earlier, it's going to take feathers, sticks, and also flint, which we don't have, in order to make more arrows. So let's try and find some more flint before we get ourselves in any kind of trouble. Now the smelting of this is done, so we have 8 iron ingots. So we got another achievement. So now, if we come over here to the sticks and the iron, now we have ourselves an iron pickaxe, which is good because our stone pickaxe is about to die. Now I generally, and pretty much everyone, uses pickaxes more than any other tool in the game because in order to get resources you have to dig down, and to dig down you have to get through stone, and to get through stone you need, well, a pickaxe. So I'm going to go ahead and actually make 2. I like to have 2 of every tool on me, but I haven't been using this stuff so much, so it's not all that important to me. So we have the pickaxe, which is about to die, and then we have the 2 iron versions. This thing is kind of in my way. And the ceiling is kind of low. Snap. It's gone. There we go. There. I like that a little better. And it opens up best here. So let's come down here. This is where we found that beautiful, beautiful iron. Now I'm hearing those monsters again. And you remember, as I told you, it doesn't actually matter that it's daytime up there, just because down here it's so dark that they can survive. Now, for example, and this would be very difficult to do, but if I found some enemies down here in a cave, and I made a huge shaft of light that went all the way to the surface, so the sunlight was coming in, then yes, that can kill them. If they walk into that sunlight, they will catch on fire because sunlight is what causes them to die. Unfortunately, they would probably just retreat to the darker parts of the cave, and then, they would continue to be alive, and, well, that sucks. We want them to die. It's not really that I want them to die so badly. I wouldn't care if I never ran into enemies at all. I don't know what it is about the allure of this game, but there's something about just being able to do this. I mean, really, what I'm doing right now, holding left click and moving from one block to another, that is the essence of Minecraft. Now, some people find it incredibly boring, and to be honest, watching it, I can imagine it coming across as incredibly boring, but being able to do this over and over and acquire new things, the appeal is absolutely unreal. So if you haven't played Minecraft personally, I would highly, 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 highly recommend that you try it. It's worth trying. In fact, just today, I believe, they announced that there was an official demo for Minecraft brought to you by PC Gamer. So we actually have an official demo. So if you haven't tried the game, you really don't even have an excuse anymore. There's a demo available for the game, and if I can, I will link to that down in the description box so you can actually try it. But the full version of the game, which gives you free updates for life, and there are updates all of the stinking time. Keep in mind that this game is still in beta. It's not even released yet. The game is, let's see, I believe it's 20 euros, I think. I'm not 100% sure of that. Maybe, I think the last time I bought it was like 14, maybe. I'm not sure what it was, but it came out to about 20 American dollars. So, if you're watching this and you are in North America, or the United States, rather, I should say, and chances are that you probably are, because most of the people watching, from the statistics I've seen, are from America, then it shouldn't cost you more than 20 bucks to get this game. So that's exciting, because this game is absolutely unreal. Check this out. Even more. And also really creepy noises. If I could think of noises I wouldn't want to hear, it would be those. If I could think of some noises that would scare me at night, it would definitely be those. Okay, So check this out. We've got cobblestone all over the place now. As I said earlier, cobblestone would be coming out of our ears, and, well, it's starting to. Some rules in Minecraft that I didn't talk about but are definitely worth mentioning. Never dig under you. There could be a hole. It could lead to lava. And there is lava in the game, and we will eventually get there. Don't dig directly above you. There could be lava. I mean, you know, there's other things that could happen. For example, if you are in a pit and you dig above you and let's say there's sand there. Now, you've probably noticed that things don't obey physics or gravity or what have you. If I put a block here, it's going to stay there. And it's possible for a block to be suspended in midair without anything around it. And that might seem a little weird, but that's just the way Minecraft works. However, that's not true for every single thing. For example, sand and also granite, they, or gravel rather, oh crap, I'm stuck. They follow gravity. They follow physics. If you put sand on this, make sure I can get out of here. If you put sand on the side of this wall, it'll fall. The other blocks don't do that, but sand and gravel will. So it's just something to consider. It's another reason why you wouldn't want to build up or dig up. If there was sand right above you, you would be crushed pretty immediately, and that would suck. I would not be real happy about that. So we've spent most of this day digging downward, as there's no creepers around. Can't say too much for the front of the house, but we have a mine that's really going places. Oh, and it's getting dark, so I better jump back inside. So that is going to be it for today's episode. We covered a few things. We've mostly worked on building a shaft that's going to go straight to hell. And I really do hope that we get to run into lava or bedrock or something very soon. And, you know, if you continue working your way down, you will eventually hit the bottom. So that's what we're going to be working toward, hitting the bottom, maybe running into a cave and then going from there. And hopefully, at some point, we'll be getting even better tools. So, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. This has been Stephen George playing Earthbound. No, wait. This is not Earthbound. You know what? I really like Minecraft, but Minecraft is no Earthbound. If you want to watch Earthbound, I'm doing the Let's Play of that also, which is why I'm so confused, is because I keep jumping between two games. But this has been Stephen George playing Minecraft. Thank you for watching, and tune in next time when we dig down more down.